We're working on a redesign of the University of Pittsburgh's intranet, and this is a short video about how people might use it in the future. We talked to students, faculty, and staff about what was most important to them, and came up with some guiding principles to help us focus the design effort. Like, first of all, it's all about Pitt. It's not about the intranet per se. It's about leveraging your existing brand equity and linking people to the Pitt experience. Number 2, be a trusted guide to navigating the college experience. At a bare minimum, you have to be able to answer your users' questions. But a really great guide tells you about things that are relevant and interesting, but you might not know to ask. Do that for your users. Talk about information the way your users think about it. Use plain, direct language, forget about acronyms and jargon, and organize content based on the questions your users are likely to ask. That way, when they do have questions, they'll know how to answer them. When people can predict the results of their actions, it builds trust and frees them to explore the digital space that you've created, much in the same way that they explore physical spaces. Design a few simple operations that users can count on to behave the same way every time. We call it interaction physics, and it's pretty powerful. It's also tempting to cram everything you can onto the screen, so it's fewer clicks away. But everything we see competes with each other for our attention, so in reality, that only serves to make what you really need hard to find. Prioritize and declutter the interface, so the important stuff is right there. One of the most important parts of college is meeting and learning from others. Foster those organic connections between people. And finally, don't make your users have to search around for information that you know they'll need. Anticipate what will be useful and give it to users when and where they need it. So, let's take a look at how we might apply those principles. This is Darla. Her first experience with Pitt was at pitt.edu, and then she and her parents came for a campus visit. She got a My Pitt login when she applied, filled out an online application, and was accepted to the university. She doesn't know what she wants to major in yet, but she loves ultimate frisbee. She's nervous about the move and the transition to college, but she's excited to be on her own. She logs into My Pitt from her home a week before the big move to campus, and this is what she sees. It's her homepage. It comes with a set of what we're calling intelligent defaults that are most relevant to who she is and what she needs right now. It's the big things: her email, the freshman move-in checklist, news that's tailored to her, a personalized calendar, and timely notifications. Her parents can also log in to see her status, pay the bill, the stuff parents want to do. She can always customize her homepage later, but most people won't ever get around to it. So let's take a look at that freshman checklist. It's collapsed down to a few options so it doesn't take over the whole screen. If Darla wants to see the whole thing, she can just click on the More link. When she pulls it down, she notices a link that says, Meet your new floor mates. And she doesn't know anybody, so she checks it out. And that link brings her to a discussion page. Darla's excited to see that someone on her floor has posted, Hey, who likes to play ultimate frisbee? She hovers over the people who responded to the post to see more about them, and replies privately that she'd be interested in getting together for a little toss-the-disc session when they all arrive on campus. But freshmen aren't the only ones who need help navigating college life. Take Steve Van Campe, for example. He's in the marching band, and is a sophomore in the engineering school, but he hasn't picked a major yet. When he logs into My Pitt, he finds a homepage similar to Darla's. He's got email, his calendar, news, and discussions, but they're all tailored to his needs. He notices that there's a timely announcement that he has to register for fall courses. He clicks on it and is taken right to the online course catalog. Now the catalog knows it's Steve, so it's pre-filtered the courses to ones that he's eligible for. He can further narrow down the choices for efficient browsing and searching. He hovers over the different professors for sophomore engineering lab to see who gets the highest student evaluation scores. It looks like this Professor Plum gets pretty high marks, so Steve adds the course to his wish list. Now everyone says this is going to be a tough class, so he wants to find out about office hours right off the bat. Professor Plum's schedule is only a click away, and doesn't force Steve to go to a new page. Meanwhile, Professor Plum has just logged into his My Pitt page to manage his schedule. He makes a quick change to his calendar, which is instantly visible to Steve. Cool, that doesn't conflict with marching band practice. When Steve goes back to his homepage, he's notified of a new wish list widget appearing on his dashboard. So that was easy, but all of this searching for courses has made him anxious about his imminent choice of a major. He decides to reach out to the Pitt community to help him with his decision. Placing his mouse cursor in the topic field expands the discussion widget. He types his question, narrows down the audience to the people he wants to ask, and clicks Submit. While students are the primary audience for My Pitt, alumni can get value out of it long after graduating too. For example, there's Karen. Karen about Pitt still. She graduated from the chemical engineering program 4 years ago. She works at a pharmaceutical company in Chicago, and she's beginning to ponder her next career move. A new job? Grad school? Something else entirely? At the same time, Karen is always interested in keeping in touch with her old sorority sisters. Now, Karen's homepage is totally different from the current students, because this is probably the first time she's logged in months. She can read and post to discussions, but her other widgets are geared towards young alumni: a people finder, homecoming football tickets, and a link to the Career Center. She clicks on it and emails a career counselor for help making her big decision. Some alumni, like Sly Drool here, are already established in their careers and are now looking for an opportunity to give back. Sly is a senior nuclear engineer with the Westinghouse Corporation outside of Pittsburgh. He doesn't ever actually log into My Pitt, but at the last homecoming, he signed up for a monthly email digest with alumni news and discussions related to his field. As fate would have it, one of those emails includes Steve's post about picking a major. Sly responds to Steve's message privately with an invitation to come check out what a real nuclear engineer does, which will help with his decision. So, everyone we just met, Darla, her parents, Steve, Professor Plum, Karen, and Sly, they're all members of the Pitt community, but with very different needs and different ways of interacting with My Pitt. In the future, they could be able to only use it for what matters most to them, without having to sift through information that's intended for the other couple 100,000 students, faculty, staff, alumni, parents, and prospective students. But all the while, remember that your users aren't thinking of My Pitt as a product. It's just a small part of their lifetime of engagement with Pitt, which, after all, is what it's all about.